One, that what I want to discuss with you is held in the utmost confidence, and I mean absolute confidence.
I never spread information that is sensitive. You have my word, and you have my word on that.
Very good. Second, I'd like you to respect the confidentiality of my sources.
Agreed. I'd like to retain you as my legal advisor.
Excellent. Let me ask you a question. Are you aware of anything that may have happened in the woods recently?
Beaver Bush?
Well, yeah, I don't know if it's Beaver Bush, but just in general.
In the woods? No. When you ask that question, I think very dirty things. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, not that.
yeah,
Not
I figured as much.
I have a potential lead. And I have a potential person that we can talk to and try to question over. Now, I'm not sure as to the extent where this will go, just that I do strongly believe, based on my source, that this could be a rather massive incident.
Okay.
How is your... How do you and Novah stand?
Novah, as in the marshal.
Yes.
Ugh. I tried to date her. Mostly for political reasons. I have approached her with incidents. However, I believe said incidents were immediately brought to Angel and or Daisy and subsequently dismissed. Which is unfortunate because she is on a short list of marshals that might do the right thing.
Well, we're in agreement there. Basically, this is a potential rabbit hole. Something took place somewhere in the woods, and that Novah may be a good person to talk to.
I do not want to be the only... Do not weigh my opinion on Novah too heavily. So I'm only going to explain my experience, and that my experience may just be a one-off. But Michael Rozelle, who you saw over at that resort, has written the majority of legislation at this point that is currently in our system. He is a hard worker, not just before he joined my office, but for a long time. He helps businesses get set up. He's like my number two. You know what I mean? He runs LosSantos.me. He does a lot. And this man, at that resort, had his vehicle stolen. He reported it. No one responded. And about an hour later, he went to go retrieve the vehicle, found it, saw some cops on the side of the road, and it was Daisy Dukakis, the second in the marshals, and an officer by the name of Hayes. And he drove up to them and said to let them know, like, hey, you can ignore the 311. I found my vehicle. And was then proceeded to be shot upon. Nothing came out of it. I then went to Leonova, and I'm like, look, this happened to a member of my cabinet. He has zero history, affiliation, anything to literally anyone but myself. And he was mag dumped. He wants some sort of, like, explanation, right? He's not trying to sue. He's not trying to press for criminal charges. He wants, like, an explanation. Because he was shot and then told to fuck off. Get out of here. There was no attempt to get medical. There was no, like, he genuinely, and this guy is, how do I put this? He's picked up on the pacings of Los Santos, but he's still been, he's only been around for like 7 months, probably like 4 months up until that point. So for him, he's just getting shot by law enforcement as a member of the cabinet and then told to leave as he's oozing with blood. He makes his way to the hospital. He gets taken a look at by Ava Devereaux, who is now a elected justice, also was in my cabinet. Takes a medical report, everything. And as he's leaving, he sees Daisy and company. He's like, guys, what the hell's going on? Like, I need to explain. And they tell him to get the fuck out of there or some shit like that. I don't know. Like, it was ridiculous. So I bring it up to Novah, and it just, she didn't buy it. So my hesitation comes from my fear that every single marshal believes that they will be fired if they take action against anybody. That does not align with them. I will extend this by saying Richard Dock was the closest thing to someone that I believed would at least look into things and give things a fair shake. And over those the incidents that I'd mentioned to you about last couple of days, the directives given from the marshals, their refusal to go to high command, I brought it up to Doc as a, hey, this is a problem that I'm seeing. Can you look into this? See if there's merit. Where do we go with this? And he just, I don't know. He went on a absolute tangent distraction of, I'm not dealing with this. And tried to gaslight me into believing I have zero, like, my concerns don't matter. So I'm sort of left here. If you ask me, is there anyone in the marshals that I would trust with anything? My answer is unfortunately no.
See, the conundrum here is we need information. From what I'm led to believe is that we may find information that is strong enough to loose and break up the stranglehold that the upper level of the DOJ has in terms of, like, conservation of power.
Really?
Yes.
So you have dirt on Angel?
I don't know. But Nova might.
Oh, I see. I understand that this information is sensitive, so I'm not gonna probe too deeply here. What kind of information? You mean information that she would know in confidence?
Information that she may have first-hand knowledge of. That's at least what I've been led to believe.
Oh, man. I don't know if she would give that. I know she used to work with Pred. And so there might be enough sympathy there to the extent that she feels compelled to say something. However, the issue is I just imagine her hearing this, believing it's, man, I wanna believe it's just that she'd help, but my concern is, you know, she's gonna think it's like tinfoil hat shit. You know what I mean? And brush it off in sarcasm. But I can't, I don't know her well enough to say so concretely. That's just kind of where what my gut is telling me. Shit.
The problem is, at the moment, I don't have an avenue to dig deeper without her.
Her specifically, or any marshal.
I'm thinking that she is the most likely candidate, and I was led to believe that she would be the best.
Ooh. Oh, man. What would happen if you asked and she went and let her colleagues know about the conversation? How damaging would that be?
I think what we really desperately need is to find out what she knows. And then assess our strategy. It could be damaging, but
there is an avenue. So I was talking about like how some of this legislation needs to be contested. And when conducting a contest, I believe that there is you can call up people as like witnesses. And or the second is civil action. You call her up as long as it fits in the scope. And under oath, or alternatively under deposition, conduct a interview. And there, in fact, I think that would that suffice, because now under oath she is going to be compelled to tell the truth. In a basic conversation, she may not. And as long as, and then as soon as that's on the record, you would then reference that in whatever goal you have in mind. I just don't know whether the questions being asked would be sensitive, but I feel like that, if that manner were to fit, that's the route I'd more likely take.
That would require a lot of planning. We'd need to find an avenue for, say, a civil suit, maybe a deposition. I'm concerned about timeliness here.
Okay.
The longer we wait and the more publicly we act before we have anything to really sink our teeth into, the longer it gives any of the details to potentially be swept under the rug. I mean,
Can I ask very just bluntly, is this in regards to Pred's case?
I have no idea.
Okay. Who's the target? If I need to muffle my ears, I can do so.
Probably best.
I'm like I sometimes feel like there's a tension in the back of my head that he's gonna do something crazy. So every time he calls, I assume it might be, you know, I'm about to shoot her. You know?
Oh no. Would you like me to step
Yeah.
away for a moment?
No, you're fine.
Medisate.
All right, I'll let him dial back. Might have been a crash or something. Let me ask you, are you interested in helping with the contests?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Though, please do understand that it suits me to have a at least public image of neutrality.
I agree. I have another lawyer on retainer, Robin, and I like to calculate, right, who goes up, etc., etc. And what I'm gonna do is try to prepare an argument. I'm gonna speak to Robin about it as well, and I think from there we can revisit this question, because I do agree the neutrality is important. The moment you are tarnished, you might as well call yourself Chain Gang. Yeah. I inside joke is apparently when I first started practicing law, everyone thought I was in CG for some reason. It was
Did you often take some of their cases?
Almost never.
Interesting.
I
Well, that
actually
just
don't
shows
know.
the power of public perception.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. I for a while thought it was just like overstated, but then during the second election, I had people come up to me and apologize for not voting for me in the first place and beg me to remain mayor. And they told me that not just them, but many of their friends voted against me because they were led to believe as such. But it is what it is. All right.
But yeah, I want to keep a certain level of public neutrality.
Yeah.
I actually, so far, I'm going to go so far as that some of the stuff that I said that I would work on, such as the clap act.
Yes.
I actually have a draft for you.
Ooh.
And I also have a draft for a budget.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
And something that I'd like you to look at when you do examine them, you'll see that they're in slightly different formatting. Why? Because I don't want my name attached. And it also looks like it may come from different people.
Okay. That is perfect. I can take a look at it and review it today. If not, get back to you Thursday. This is Fred. Hey, you hanging tight, buddy?
Yo, am I able to get that pilot license?
Not until Nick Simone launches the training.
Okay, I got you. I'll wait for that then.
Yeah, we're hoping to, hopefully within the next week. But
all right, perfect. Make sure he gives me a call. I want to get
hold
my.
on a second. Wait,
whoa.
Okay, thank God. Oh my God. All right. Sorry, you almost gave me a fucking heart attack.
What do you mean I almost gave you a heart attack?
Is it wrong for me to think that your first move was to crash out?
Yeah, you know me pretty well, huh?
Yeah.
Well, my first move was to crash out, but let's just say I've stumbled across some of the most important game-changing information ever. Let's just say that it looks like the beginning of the end, but not for me.
It's funny you say that. And I imagine it's very sensitive.
Yep. I can't talk about it. I'm getting tires put on my car. I'll call you back.
All right. You take care.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, information needs to be really tight.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Let's see. I will email you the Pals Act and the Clap Act. Pals app is the budget.
Ooh, perfect. Let me
Keep
see.
in mind, these are both drafts, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is fantastic. All right.
Yeah.
One adjustment under clap. The MDT is not good at indenting beyond a single indent. So either one dot or a dot. And you can't have both. So the way I've recommended folks to format their documents is using H1, H2, H3. So, for example, the Clap Act, where you have details would be like H1, and then
Okay.
county standards for civil litigation would be H2.
Okay, all right. Well, I will go through and adjust formatting a little later. But for now, just so you know, read it over. Let me know what you think.
Okay, absolutely. Do I have the? I'm gonna ask for comment access, so I'll like comment right on this. There we go. All right, sent one request, and this second. I think logistically, the way that I'm thinking about like everything we talked about when it comes to the legislative stuff, I'm gonna have Michael start cooking, but I think what I'm gonna do is try to have something formatted together so not only can it be reviewed by parties, but it's rather clear what the intent of the contest is, such that whether it be you, whether it be Robin or somebody else, that we know who the torch holder is going to be, right? So,
Yeah.
because there's so many moving parts, and that without that minimum amount of organization, it's going to be hard to get anywhere. So,
Yeah. You should have access.
all right. Perfect. All right. Anything else you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, one further thing. And this, I am actually speaking to you on behalf of a client.
Okay.
So, I have been cooking on a audit of county lines.
Oh, is this about Chumanch?
It is about Chumash. Oh, surprised you know.
Yes, I've already spoken to Pred.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I am contacting you on behalf of some of the residents. Of
Oh,
Chumash,
the Raiders, my daughter-in-law.
Lane and
Yep.
Co., as well as other individuals who are residents of Chumash.
I would say at this current juncture, given the political climate, that while that is something I am open to, this is sort of a baseline. So as long as they understand that there's things in the way preventing me from thinking down this rabbit hole, right? Soberly. I would want my family PIA to remain in Los Santos County.
Okay.
And or alternatively be considered neutral sanctuary for both counties. And this is the PIA which my brother Denzel, myself, my brother Sab, plenty of others have, solved a lot of problems. So it's got a lot of sentimental value. Denzel used to be the mayor as well, mind you.
Yeah, I do recall some of his term.
Now, given my non-blood related daughter-in-law, Lane, is somehow related to me, I'm willing to have her a part of that said family PIA law. And if we can do that, I am open to that. In addition, but in addition to that, there would be some segments of Blaine County that I would like to see in return. I don't know what that would be, as that's where Fred and I's conversation sort of ended, and I haven't had time to look at the map and say what would be good here.
Okay. Let me ask, can we at some point schedule a meeting?
Yes.
With Lane present and potentially Fred as well?
Yeah. So
absolutely. We can just sit and hash it out.
I think that sounds perfect.
All right. I will get in contact with Lane and see when she might be available to hold such a discussion. And I'll get
Absolutely.
back to you on that. Sound good?
I would prefer this get ideally pushed out at least a week. Mostly because my fear is that I'm going to be pulled into a direction that's not going to have me think soberly on this topic. You know what I mean? So,
well, we can certainly see about doing that. I don't think that'll be a problem. They have been very patient.
All right, easy. Yeah, I'm very open to it. I just want to, you can relay that. I want to make sure it gets the right attention and not my extremely divided attention.
Understood.
Yep. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
I think that's about everything that I have to discuss.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this is, I've been telling PD to keep the heads up as well as everybody else. The worst thing about this role is knowing that you are up against a force that has not only defined itself to have unlimited power, but can redefine itself at a moment's notice. And unless the head of the snake is tackled and there is an effort to chain it down, it's just going to consume everything. You ever played Diablo?
Yes. Which one?
The most all of them, or any of them, to be honest.
3 and 4.
Oh, yep. I feel like this is like Diablo 5 right now, except it's got a lot of writing involved.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of Paragon, it's pages.
Yep, exactly. All right. Well, let me get you back to your car. All right. Well, I'm surprised I get anything done. I got market stuff's almost done. We got this donkey legislation about to be completed. But
you got a lot on your plate.
Yeah, it keeps me busy. It keeps me busy. But holy fuck, there's so many impediments.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with Tyler and Trig. Tyler's the ass chief. Trig is the captain. And even they're slowly like realizing, because a lot of people don't realize the way that power is currently divided up, and they're shocked when they begin to, because most aren't going to look at, like, most people aren't going to look to see how the wheels of the machine turn, right, until it affects them. And Trig was standing there asking me, am I crazy, but isn't this fucked up? Is it's strange that one person controls all the rings? Like, and it was like, yeah, no, I've been dealing with this for like 4 months, and I pointed out, and people think I'm like overreacting. And it's,
well, they don't pay attention to the literature.
Yes. Or like what certain patterns, what direction they're leading, what direction it leads to.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's certainly. Shoot us here.
Hey, we didn't get shot. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that is good. Didn't have any spaces on my bingo sheet today for getting shot.
Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, I brought this up to I brought it up to him, and I told him, like, listen, it's important to continue like operating the way you think it is best. But after I had that conversation with him, man, most of my job, I feel, is telling people things are gonna get better, but knowing full well that it may not.
Yeah.
Or if it does, the incremental changes are not something that most people will feel. But I do think that
you're directly right. You're right on the money with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Go ahead.
we live in a city where like there's a lot of like instant gratification, you know what I mean? So when there isn't some major like, you know, court case, right? Or whatever, you know, like one big, like, you know, whatever it is, right? One sort of event, like crescendo, and people don't notice it, right? Especially not a line in a legislative document.
You're absolutely correct. It is important that there are people who are paying attention to it.
Yep, 1,000%. Here, I'll wait here for you, since in case, you know, it doesn't repair up.
Darn.
People live like yesterday never happened, and tomorrow is a reset. Yeah.